Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a market update for the 19th of March 2018. Now, I typically don't like to do these videos 2 days in a row because I want to give the market a little bit of time to develop so I have more to talk about in these videos. But if you saw yesterday's video, or if you're watching the market at all yesterday, and if you look at the market in front of you right here, you will realize that there is a pretty big difference. Yesterday, every single cryptocurrency, here in the top 10 at least, and I believe, if I remember correctly, every single cryptocurrency in the top 100 as well was red. And today, literally every single cryptocurrency here on CoinMarketCap is green. Some of them by double-digit percentage points, some of them up over 25 percentage points. Like EOS is up 30% in the last 24 hours. A little while ago, Cardano was listed as up over 40% in the last 24 hours. Those are some pretty big changes, and I'm going to be talking about why I and a lot of people in the market, and why a lot of us seem to believe that this is actually happening. There's been some news that's come out in the last 24 hours. I'm also going to be doing some technical analysis on the Bitcoin and Litecoin charts. But if you enjoy the video, you should definitely think about dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button, because I make daily cryptocurrency videos. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin is currently hovering around $140 billion. I'm going to kind of breeze through this because I talked about this in yesterday's video. Its price is sitting right around $8,500. That was sub 8,000 yesterday when I made this video. It's up 7.5% in the last 24 hours. The Bitcoin dominance is continuing to rise, although it's down a little bit from yesterday. It's just fallen below 44%. I think before I refreshed the page a little while ago, it was actually above, it was about 41%. But we're seeing a very nice uptrend. I just like to preface every video with this. Typically this is a good thing for cryptocurrency. A lot of the times when a bull run starts in Bitcoin, a lot of the value tends to flow into Bitcoin, because a Bitcoin bull run, a lot of times it kind of eats up the market and the altcoins, and then as the Bitcoin bull run tapers off, a lot of the money flows back into the altcoins and they have a little run. We saw this in the beginning of January and in late December, where Ethereum kind of hit its peak about a month after Bitcoin did. The market capitalization is back above $300 billion. We saw a bottom yesterday right around $276 billion, I want to say. That was a double bottom, actually. We saw a bottom down here at 279, and yesterday we dropped right down to about 280. So that's a double bottom on the cryptocurrency market capitalization as a whole, which is, from a technical analysis standpoint, a pretty good thing. A lot of these coins are up a lot. I've been telling you guys that EOS is a pretty dang good buy down here. I think it's still going to fall a little bit if what I'm going to tell you later on about Bitcoin does happen. But it looks like EOS is bouncing. EOS fell a lot, and to be fair, EOS is a top 10 cryptocurrency, and its ICO isn't even done yet. So there's a very good argument to be made that it's overvalued right now. We'll see what happens with it, though. Let's get on to the Bitcoin chart, because there's some things that have happened, like I said, in the last 24 hours that are very important to talk about. When I made the video yesterday, that did pretty well, by the way, you should check out that video, we were down here somewhere. We were somewhere around here. We were probably around right here, probably like right here. I don't remember exactly, but a little bit after we made that video, when I was sleeping, we saw two very, very, very green candlesticks. And what happened with those green candlesticks, I'm going to show you in a little bit. Now, of course, no one can say exactly what causes market cycles, and I'm not going to purport that I know exactly what caused the rise and fall of Bitcoin, but I am going to show you what may have caused it and some important news that has come up. So a lot of people say that, oh, well, you can't tell me what a market does. A market does weird things. I completely understand that, and I completely agree. It's just for simplicity, sometimes I say that. So don't get the wrong idea there. But what I want to talk about in Bitcoin here is that Bitcoin has been in a downwards trading channel. As we can see, that in a downwards trading wedge, more likely, actually. We had a downtrend here and a downtrend here forming it. We had a touch here, 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 and here to form the upper part of that downtrend, and we had the downtrend of support forming right about here. We could actually draw that a little bit neater. Let's pull the chart over here. Draw that a little bit neater like that. We had a touch up here, and then that continued down to a touch right here, kind of a touch right here, touch here, and a touch there. And a lot of times it's a wedge, so if you guys watch the channel, you know I'm a very big fan of wedges. And what tends to happen with a wedge is that, a market cannot just continue going in the wedge forever. Eventually, the market's going to break out of the wedge, and that's exactly what we saw last night when it ran up several percentage points all at once. If we come in here to the 5-minute chart, we can see just how fast that actually happened. As you can see, that's a very, very fast little run up here, and then we kind of plateaued up here after we got below that downtrend of resistance, and then we managed to get resistance at this long-term uptrend, which in pretty much every single video I tell you guys about this long-term uptrend. Very important. It's this one up here with a touch here, 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 and then we're getting a bunch of trading action down here around it. We're trying to get above it right now. We'll see what happens. Yesterday, in yesterday's video, I said that the bottom for Bitcoin is probably going to be 6,800 or 6,000. I still believe that, to be totally honest. What I think, this could be the bottom. We'll see what happens. It depends on what happens tomorrow with G20. I'm going to be talking about that or starting tomorrow with G20. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But if we do see some more bearish action, what we are probably going to see is a touchdown here on 6,800 or 6,000. Now, this 6,800 level is an uptrend dating back to like August of last year. Actually, July of August of, yeah, it was July of last year. Down here, we have a touchdown here at 1,800, 3,000, 6,000, and then that's a very important level of support here. I like to show you guys that because a lot of you guys don't watch all my videos. So it's a very important line of support that not a lot of people are talking about. But that's probably going to be our actual bottom or down here. I'd be perfectly fine with touching either one of these. It's going to set a very strong uptrend. This little bounce here could very easily fall over. It's happened before. It happened just a couple of days ago over here. If we zoom out, we can see it right here. We saw kind of a similar action. We bounced off of a downtrend, and then we kind of fell back below and continued down. So we'll see what happens on Bitcoin. I'm personally not totally convinced that we've seen the bottom yet. Let's talk about Litecoin a little bit. Litecoin had a little bit of a crash. Well, yesterday when everything was crashing, it fell a little bit. It actually didn't fall very hard compared to what a lot of the other cryptocurrencies were doing. Excuse me, sorry. So Litecoin is still in a trading channel. Litecoin did fall quite a bit yesterday. It didn't fall anywhere near as hard as a lot of the other cryptocurrencies. A lot of the other cryptocurrencies in the top 10 were down by double-digit percentage points. Litecoin, rather, was just kind of hovering there. It did fall below this level of support here, which I was hoping it would make a double bottom here, but now we got up above it and got support on it. But we did maintain the trading channel that we were in, which is most unfortunate. This is a very annoying trading channel because this is on one of the largest cryptocurrencies. Litecoin, I want to say, is worth about $8.7 billion. So we have a downtrend of resistance here and a downtrend of support here. This is a classic textbook downtrend, bearish trading channel here. We want to break bullish out of that. That's pretty much all we got to talk about on Litecoin. The final real level of support down here is 105. I don't think we're going to pull back that far, but if Bitcoin pulls back to 6,000, that's probably somewhere around where Litecoin will go. A lot of these cryptocurrencies, when they fall in accordance with Bitcoin, they tend to fall a little bit more than Bitcoin does. It depends on the cryptocurrency, but a lot of times that can be what happens. Okay, so now let's talk about what is more than likely causing this little jump. Let's see. I have the 3 news articles here. Let's see which one is the one that I wanted to show you. Yes, this is the one. So we're reading from Cointelegraph here. This article by William Suberg. Excuse me if I butchered that. This came out about 9 hours ago. Let's check the chart and see what happened 9 hours ago on the chart and see if that actually does line up. I should have looked at that before the video started. Yeah, so this is why I was saying that this doesn't necessarily indicate the actual cause of this. If we look back here, 9 candlesticks, this happened a little bit more than 9 candlesticks ago. So you got to be careful attributing news to price action because it looks like that price action actually happened a little bit before this news came out. If we read this article here, the title is Bitcoin price jumps 1K after Carney tells G20 crypto does not pose risks. Bank of England Governor and Head of Financial Stability Board SFB Mark Carney told G20 members that crypto assets do not pose a risk to the world's economy in a letter dated March 13th, Reuters reported Sunday, March 18th. So that depends on when this article actually came out. So going back to what I said, let's see. We don't have time to read that. We got better things to do. The letter was addressed to G20 finance ministers and central bank governors who will gather for the summit in Argentina starting Tuesday, March 20th. In it, Carney dispels the idea that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are having an adverse effect on financial security. So there seems to be this idea that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are a threat to the global economic system. I think that's a rather niche idea because it's so absurd. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are rather big. Bitcoin is worth $150 billion. It's been worth as much as over twice that, but that's still a very small fraction of the total gross domestic output of human civilization. It's nowhere even close. It's not even close. It's not even close to the United States' gross domestic product. So the idea that cryptocurrency poses a massive threat is just not true yet. In 10 years, very possible that it's a big threat to current financial institutions, which I think a lot of people actually believe. We'll see what happens there. But just because the thing that I was kind of warning you about earlier is that this little spike that we saw in the price action that a lot of people are attributing to this news, and it probably is attributed to this news. If we go back here and were to look at this time, it would probably match up. This looks like either a news or a bull. A lot of times when you see a big pump like this in cryptocurrency, either some kind of big news happened, a fundamental change happened, or a bull did it. And it's hard for a bull to move cryptocurrency because the daily trading volume of Bitcoin is $7 billion in the last 24 hours. Not a whole lot of people are trading $700 million worth of Bitcoin all at once to make the market move that much. So this probably is one of the causes anyway of the little jump we saw. But the reason I'm saying to be kind of careful is that this could very easily be a bull trap. It probably is, to be totally honest. This could easily fall over. I'm not saying that it will. I'm not spreading FUD. I'm just saying be careful, because it's very possible that this little jump up that we've seen here falls over. It depends on what we see at the G20 summit. If people start talking about regulation and governments start talking about how they want to regulate cryptocurrencies, that could easily crash the market. Cryptocurrency is very, very responsive to news, especially about regulation. Talk of regulation typically does not... It almost never helps the cryptocurrency market when people are talking about regulating or banning cryptocurrency. Now, that being said, there is reason to regulate cryptocurrency. Now, this is a very controversial topic in cryptocurrency, but the fact of the matter is, if cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are going to be mass adopted by billions of human beings, it's going to require some kind of level of government regulation. Now, I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I'm just saying that it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. It's only feasible that it's going to happen. So I'm not blaming them for saying they want to regulate it, but we can debate the nuance about whether it's whether Bitcoin's a commodity or security. We can talk about stuff like that all day long, and I probably will do a video on that topic, by the way. But the fact of the matter is, for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to become what we expect them to become, they're going to have to comply with government regulation, and I think they are going to, but the path to getting there is going to definitely be tumultuous, because the market is very, very receptive to governments talking about regulating cryptocurrencies. A lot of people attributed a big crash that we saw, not a crash, but a big correction that we saw back over here somewhere, to news that Google was going to be banning cryptocurrency ads. Now, if you look at the time that the news lined up, the crash actually wasn't because of the news, because of that news. It was going to happen anyway, which is what I was talking about with news not always lining up with what people say it does. But nevertheless, the cryptocurrency market is very responsive to those kind of things, and you can't blame Google either, because there's a lot of ICOs that are advertising on their platform and scamming the hell out of people. So you can't really blame Google that much. But my point is that government regulation is something that is going to happen, and we're going to have to be ready for it. And cryptocurrency is going to have to not adopt it, but we're going to have to live with it, or else cryptocurrency is just not going to become what it's destined to become. We can't live in this anarchist system. It's just not the way human civilization works, unfortunately. Well, actually, not unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's not the way human civilization works. But anyway, my point is that this is the news that you guys want to look at. I'm going to link this article, and this article down in the description down below. This article basically just covers everything that I talked about today. This article, I just read you basically everything you need to know. And this article is talking about the actual G20 summit itself, I believe. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope I got everything in this video. I feel like I'm missing stuff. I always feel like I never added enough information, but I talk fast, and then the video is also like 12 minutes long anyway, so there's only so much information I can fit in here. So if you guys have any questions about what I meant in this video, or if you have any questions about anything at all, you can ask me in the comment section down below, or you can join our Discord server and ask me or one of the many very intelligent people in the Discord server, and we will be happy to have conversations with you all day long until the cows come home. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.